Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam. How are you? Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How's it going?
Alhamdulillah. All good, all good. Alhamdulillah. So, how was your day today?
Pretty good. Yeah. It's about
I
11
just,
now. So yeah, but still
yeah, yeah.
a bit sleepy, I guess. Uh, Getting started. I had a meeting or two. I did those, and here I am with you.
I, thanks.
So
This
what
is
do we
our
have
fourth
in today's
episode.
agenda?
Yeah. So I was, yesterday we mentioned about our high school and our transition to India. And in high school, we were talking about our chemistry tuition, if you remember, at Lawrence's house in the mom.
Yes.
And we used to try different shawarma shops every day
Right.
because that area had a lot of shawarma shops. And if you remember, we even tried a new broast chicken. It was just downstairs from his house, I think. Once
Okay.
it was a new shop, new restaurant, and we tried that. And
Uh-huh.
when I was thinking about that, I also remembered once we came back to India, I came back a year after you. Even here in the beginning, we used to find deals on Groupon and Snapdeal and
Right.
good
Right.
restaurants, buffets.
Right, exactly. Like, I remember we used to do that when, like after end of term exams or after, a semester coming to an end because to
Mm.
unwind and stuff like that. I used to
Yes,
check out, there was earlier it was Snapdeal, I remember. It was Snapdeal,
right.
and we used to get good deals, better deals
Yes.
than what there are right now in the market. So it was really good, and
True.
we had, a number of buffets, I remember. And one more thing I just remembered. I don't know the name of the guys, but we had gone to attend a seminar. You remember at Avasa Hotel? There were
Yes,
there
Awasa
were
Hotel.
two guys. I think they were motivational speakers, and
Yeah, from the US, they
yes,
had come.
yes.
Mm.
I'm not sure about the names, but yeah, it was really fun, and I think we were anxious as well because they were very, they were. It was a two-way communication kind of a seminar. Like they could ask questions to anyone, so we were kind of
Yes,
nervous as well. Like we, if we are
true,
put on the
true.
spot, you know. Uh,
True. Like for me, that was like a first experience, and Jazakallah to you. With you, I went to a lot of such events and got to know about it. So that was one of my first experiences. It was a really good experience, and that particular was after some term exam for both of us.
all
I
right.
don't remember which year, but it was after an exam. In fact, I even have that photos posted on Instagram as a post-exam fun.
Oh, okay, great. I'll check it out.
Yeah. We had a coffee at CCD and then we went to this thing, I think Avasa or
Oh,
somewhere. Anyhow,
okay.
yeah, that was it. And I think our first restaurant was one in Cyber Towers. I don't know if you
Right. I think,
remember.
I think there was a restaurant, but I'm not sure the name. It was under the not under, like
Yes,
at the ground level.
ground level.
So yes, I remember. I remember that we went over there.
That was our first, I believe that was our first. And then one of our first sort of semi, what do you say, not high end, but like a very proper restaurant was Ohri's.
Hori.
One of the Ohri's at Banjara Hills, which was, for our experience, it was slightly more formal, if you remember.
Right. I think that was Ori's Eat More, the one at the ground floor.
Yes, yes,
Um,
it was at the ground floor, yeah. A
yes.
dinner buffet we had, and a funny thing that happened, if you remember, you started eating rice with hand, I took a spoon, and then you made me eat with hand as well.
Right. I
Yeah,
hate it when people do
it
that.
was a fun
Like,
experience.
yeah, you are at a restaurant. I understand you may be at a fine dine or anything like that, but you're paying there. Yeah, you're not like a
No,
guest or somewhere that it is mandatory to eat with spoons. You're paying. You can eat
no,
anywhere
no, of
you like.
course.
You know,
No, no, of course.
I understand it
I'm
is
saying that,
etiquette.
yeah.
But once you're at a restaurant and you're paying, nobody should mind that how we eat, right?
No,
It's
no,
yeah.
absolutely. I'm not telling you in that perspective. I'm just saying it was a fun
No, no,
thing.
right. I totally understand, but and I'm not telling about just us. It's uh, all over the globe. I think there are people who feel that even if they eat with hand at home, but they'll feel that if they are at a restaurant, they'll be in them. They feel that it is they are forced to eat with spoons, even if they don't know how to eat it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
True, true.
that shouldn't be the thinking. You should be
Yes, yes.
comfortable however you want to eat. That's what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, no, of course. I just remembered that our first experiences, and then, like you said, we used to go every now and then
Yeah,
to different restaurants, different places. Alhamdulillah, it was really good experience.
right.
By the way, did you see the post I shared on Instagram about the changes coming up in CBSE?
Yes, I was actually happy. I was surprised as well, because I think
Yeah.
when we were studying back in school. uh Now when I see, like, when I went to, like, now when I see in actual life, when I'm in the job sector or in the business sector, we don't see much of those things being helpful to us, like subjects like
Mm,
history, geography. I understand there are people who are interested in those subjects. I think there should have been options. Whoever want to go into history, they could select those majors. Like usually
mm,
in Western schools, or I think schools who give this importance uh, for kids to specialize in a particular subject which they like, they give preference to this. They
yeah.
want the kids or children to select what they're interested in. So rather than
Yes.
fitting in everything that every kid needs to learn, uh,
Mm-hmm.
because in the real world it doesn't matter. It depends on what skills you have, right? At the end of the day,
Right.
what
Right.
so you could have only one skill, but if you could be the master of that, and you could still be
Yeah.
doing really well, right? So I understand it. There are both advantages and disadvantages, because learning every subject, it also helps you. It also grows your mindset, and it helps you
Yeah.
give a broader perspective. But at like how it's coming for the past decade, I think people are understanding that skills are much more required than just getting
Mm.
certificates or degrees and stuff like that. So
Yes, yes.
yeah,
And
that was a positive change that I see. You can tell a bit more about that.
so, like you said, exactly what they're doing starting from 2027. Uh, in ninth and 10th grade, they are implementing at least one skill that should be learned by students, which will also be a part of the board exams. So
Okay.
whatever skill they choose, it'll be there. And also they're implementing AI from third to 10th grade, which
Oh,
again will be a part of the board
did you say
exams.
third grade?
Yeah, third grade,
Wow.
3 to 10. And actually, that's already there. One of my cousins, Abid Chacha's sons, kids,
Mhm.
all four kids, they are studying in Nasr. And Nasr is, well, it's IGSE, I think.
Okay, I guess
So
yes.
yeah. So they have like my youngest cousin, youngest son of Abid Chacha, Hassan. He started learning coding since fifth standard or so,
Okay.
and he even did his own little bit of drop shipping kind of a thing, so he made his own website and all. So they have those skills in IGCSE already, I believe. And so this is from, like you said, third or fifth standard onwards, they'll start teaching you good things, any skills and everything.
That's interesting.
So
Yeah.
it's
But third grade, it sounds very early, but I think once the foundation is laid, then it helps to
mm,
build on that.
yes, absolutely. And that being a part of board exam, meaning that's
You have to work
a
on it.
necessary thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and also there one good thing, like you mentioned about subjects, what they are giving is for maths and science. It seems they are implementing two levels, a standard level and advanced level. So students can select one depending on their capability. So a standard level would be like standard maths and science, and advanced would be more advanced
I
as
think that
such.
was, I think that is much needed because, all children are not at the same level.
Hmm.
Everyone has a different level of grasping, points, and I think that was much needed because, or else what happens, there is it has a vast gap between, student to student. So because
Hmm.
every student learns at a different pace,
Yes.
so having that level would definitely help. Depending on the child's ability, they can select, I guess. If
Hmm.
they are very good at a subject, they could go ahead and select an advanced option. And the ones who
Yes.
think that they need a bit more, basics, they could go to the level one, right? And
True.
they could build on their basics, and then once they feel that they are strong, they can go to the advanced level. So I think that will level the playing field, between all the children,
Absolutely. Yes.
rather than
Yes.
having kids who are just passing and the others like about getting 90, 95, 100. So it's that
Yeah.
actually demotivates the kid as well, the one
Yes.
who's just passing. So he'll be thinking, or he or she will be thinking very low of themselves. So rather than having that,
Yeah.
this is, I think it is a very good implementation once it comes in 2027.
Yes, 2027 and 2029 onwards. Finally, 2029 onwards will be like fixed. And another good thing for locally they're doing is they're apart from English, if you remember, we had a third language,
Yeah.
Urdu, Arabic, and Arabic, Malayalam, Urdu. That was our major because in our school. Uh, and then later in 10th, sorry, in ninth and 10th, we had options of French. You took French, I took
Yes,
Hindi.
I think
Second language.
eighth it was third language, and then ninth and tenth
Ah,
it was second language.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, exactly.
So, yeah, till eighth I took Arabic, and then ninth and tenth I dipped into French, but it didn't serve me that well to get the marks. I mean, it helped me to learn a new language, but I think because in our Indian mindset, it marks play more important role than knowledge at that point of time. Back in the
Mhm.
2000s and 2010s, parents or elders used to put a lot of importance on marks. They never
Mm.
thought about what the child is learning,
Yes.
what the child is actually learning, if he is learning a skill or anything like that, because it wasn't their fault, it was actually how they were brought up as well. Because back in the
True.
80s or 70s or 80s, one in I think one in about 100 or 200 people used to have a degree, and if that one person used to have a degree, that meant that he would just he would be conquering the entire world or something like that. He would get
Yeah.
the best jobs, he would get everything, the best of best. So so our parents or grandparents, they were in that thinking, like, once a child is getting best marks, then he could do the same thing. But now for the past decade or two, the world has changed a lot. Like, it is giving more importance to skills, as I already mentioned.
Yes.
So I think this changes, yeah, and about for the languages as well. I think because for CBSE, yes, I think it's a very good move to have two languages, learning two languages. What do you say?
Yeah. Definitely, because like I said, you need to be rooted to your culture. And what happens, regardless of what language you have, whether if you're from Hyderabad, we have majorly Urdu and Telugu. Now, a lot of times we can't speak Telugu, but if we knew it, we would have been, it would have been easier for us to go about a couple
Yes,
of things, many
definitely.
things.
This point which you brought up, I would have, if I was back in the day, now, if I was in school, I would have loved to, take Telugu as a third language, because we never had
Mm.
Telugu as an option as well, because only Malayalam
At
was
all.
there and Urdu was there and Arabic was there. So, because,
Yeah, AMU used to call, if you remember that
yes,
period.
yes, because, in Hyderabad, living in Hyderabad, Urdu is obviously, we use a lot, but Telugu is more like a state language. And if you know
Mm.
Telugu, you can get a lot of, government work done very easily, because usually
Mm.
in the government offices, Telugu is given the first preference. So yeah,
Yes.
I would still love to learn Telugu some way or the other. But if there was an option back in those days, in our school days, I would have liked to learn Telugu, because that can even get you into a lot of social circles, a lot of networking, and it can
Absolutely.
help in your business. It can, especially in your business, in jobs as well, to grow, to build a network with different management levels. And
Mm.
once you network, you can also increase your, network is net worth. So that's how you can
Yes.
grow as well. So yeah,
True.
that's one thing that I always, think that Telugu is an additional advantage, especially in Telangana or Hyderabad.
Yes. True. Like locally, each state has that one subject over here. Like schools in Hyderabad, Telangana, they do have Telugu as a language. And in Karnataka, you have
Kannada.
Kannada. Yes, you have
Yeah.
Kannada because my nephew and niece are studying from LKG onwards only. They have Kannada,
Okay.
Kannada, Hindi, and English. So that's there locally. But yes, when CBSE, which is a national board, when they're doing it, and especially I think for schools in the Middle East, that would be really helpful. Like if they implement that 22 languages option, that would be really good because each student, according to their state, can select. If, like, for example, people from Telangana can select Telugu as well, and maybe Hindi or something.
Telugu and Urdu,
So
it helps. You can learn
yeah,
both of
yeah,
them,
Telugu and Urdu.
because I think
Absolutely.
after Telugu, Urdu is the most popular language in Telangana or Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, yes, true.
Yeah. So
And yeah, that's true.
yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, that those are really good changes. Just today, that I saw that post, and that's really a big update and a very necessary update.
Right. Exactly. I feel that it was much needed, and it could have come earlier as well. But
Mhm.
how we tell "Der aaya
Yeah.
durust hai," it has finally arrived.
Yeah, it has. And also, if you remember, I don't know, but if like, do you, um, if you have anyone back in the kingdom who is still in school,
Hmm.
they removed marks, right? Some grading system had come when we were there, when we went. Then only it was going to come. I'm not
I think
sure.
it was back. I think it was few years back. I think almost
Okay.
6 to 8 years, I guess. I'm not sure,
Uh-huh.
or even more
Okay.
than that. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, there was no. I heard that they were not calculating percentages or anything like that. They were just giving
Mhm.
uh, grade points, like Western schools, like GPA or stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah. GPA exactly.
because we never went through that, so I don't understand how do they calculate it. But yeah, I think when we go for our kids, we'll be able to understand that.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. And speaking of Western school, like you said, already they have, I think, I'm not sure about, smaller classes, but they give options for subjects, right? Because I haven't seen in real, but I've seen in movies, they go to different classes and, different subjects.
Yes.
So it's not like a combined class, like how we had one class, all subjects. Students keep going different classes. Okay, someone goes to
Right.
maybe take math, someone goes to some other.
Like I got to know that when I was in university for the masters, because
Uh-huh.
that, even in engineering we were in one class, and uh, no, because if you're selected electronics and communication, so it's one class, and you'll be having all the subjects related to PC. But in
Mm,
masters it was depending on what's your specialization, which subject you want to specialize in. You select those subjects, and only we used to attend the classes at those specific times. It wasn't like
right.
you have to go 7 a.m. and you have to come back at 3 p.m. It's just not like that. It's like you have
Mm-hmm.
one class at 10 a.m., then you have another class at 3 p.m. I also had a class at 7 p.m. So
Mm-hmm.
it depends. And so we also used to work between classes, like attend the morning class
Right.
at 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m. That's done. Then work from 10:30 to 2:30. Then go to the next class at 3. So that's when I understood about how this works, the system works here. But it's not at
Right.
the I don't think it is at the primary or secondary school level, but it is only at the
Oh,
college or university level that you select your
right.
specialized subjects
I
and
think
you
even
attend
in
class.
high school onwards,
I
probably.
think it must be. I'm not too sure
Not
about
sure.
that because I haven't
Yeah.
went through it. So yeah, how are we
Mhm.
doing on time?
Yeah, we have 2 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, so I think it's a pretty good change, and hopefully we'll have positive effects of this change on the on the upcoming students uh,
Yes,
in the
definitely.
Gulf as well as back in India as well.
Yes, true. Absolutely.
Yes,
और क्या बात करेंगे? कुछ भी ना कर
you
ले
seem to be
सकते
out of ideas. What happened?
हैं. So yeah, we have about a minute left. Let's conclude our session.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so take care then. We'll be back tomorrow. I think, inshallah.
sure. Inshallah, catch you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care. Bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum.
So.
You too. Bye bye.
Before you go, we're giving away a free AWS Associate Certification voucher worth $150. Just like this video, subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. One lucky winner will be announced on May 20th.